Hi, I'm Representative Justin Chenette of House District 134, part of Saco, with today's legislative update. I just wanted to clear the air a little bit regarding my speed limit bill. You've probably seen some of the news regarding it. Now, the title of the bill is an act to raise the speed limit on Interstate 295, as I have in my hand. So, on the surface, it might appear that Justin wants to increase the speed limit, but that's not what the bill actually does, and this is where reading comprehension comes into play. We have to read the bill text, and I'm really directing that towards the media because they incorrectly reported originally regarding my bill that it would increase the speed limit to 75 miles per hour on Interstate 295, including through Portland, which is already at 55 for a reason. This bill, all this bill does is changes the jurisdiction from the Legislative Committee, the Committee of Transportation, to the Department of Transportation, including the Transportation Commissioner, who have backgrounds in engineering. The Legislative Committee does not have that background. Now, last session, a bill was passed into law that essentially said between Old Town and Holton, Maine, which is a rural part of the state, you can increase the speed limit to 75 miles per hour. It passed, it's law, and that's fine. All this bill will do is raise that ceiling level and grant the jurisdiction to the Transportation Commissioner so that he can take a look at the entire expanse of the interstate to find any safe areas that we might be able to change. We might not change anything at all whatsoever. Again, the number one concern has to be and will remain safety first. We're not suggesting, obviously, to increase the speed limit to 75 in high congested areas. That would be silly. I mean, that's just a lack of common sense. This bill just says put it in the hands of the people that know what they're talking about. And actually, the New Hampshire House of Representatives just passed an actual increase to 70 miles per hour on a certain stretch of their highway. But again, if this bill passes, there will be no arbitrary increases unless there's a proper vetting process. That's what's a critical piece in this. Is this a legislative priority of mine? No, it's a simple structural change. It's not something that I've lost sleep over. My other bills regarding PAC reform, trying to increase job creation through employment TIFs, some of these other bills are going to have substantial impacts to everyday folks just like yourselves, and those are what need to be covered in the media, not a simple structural change designated a certain jurisdiction to another agency or department. But that's how it's blown up in the media. And as a former reporter myself, I know it's how easy it is to box something in like this because you see the title on a bill and you jump on it. And I understand that, but I think it's important for people to know what it actually does and what my priorities actually are in the legislature. And in other news in the legislature, I just want to talk about my PAC reform bill. It actually failed in the VLA committee, the Veterans and Legal Affairs Committee. Now, let me give you a little bit of background regarding my PAC reform bill. My bill essentially would do this. It would essentially say if you're a clean elections candidate, you're taking taxpayer money to put up your campaign lawn sign, you're professing that you're not taking any special interest money or corporate money, that you should not be able to be a principal officer or fundraiser in any political action committee. Because what ends up happening a lot of times when you're running for leadership, like speaker for instance, you end up having to have a PAC on the side that funnels money through them, designated out to certain campaigns or to particular party caucuses, PACs. Meanwhile, they profess themselves to be a clean candidate, not taking any donations. I think ultimately it comes down to a hypocrisy argument. And I think it's really sort of saying to the voters that I can take money with this hand and take money with this hand and essentially create a complete system of legal fraud. And I think that's wrong. My bill, as amended, which having negotiations with the Maine Clean Elections folks, it essentially changed their position from saying that they were completely against the bill to now saying that they're for the bill. The amendment would essentially say, in addition to the clean elections component to it, that any traditionally financed candidate cannot accept contributions for their particular PAC over $350 threshold from any one particular source. So this would now tackle campaign finance reform for both traditionally financed candidates that own PACs and clean elections candidates. But alas, the big special interest money spoke, and the VLA committee 12-1 voted down my bill. Now, because it was technically a divided report and one individual, thank goodness, Representative Diane Russell, voted for it, I will be able to have a lively floor debate on the House regarding this bill. And I will. and I will lobby hard other legislators to try to educate them on the benefits of ending the hypocrisy in the clean election system and strengthening campaign finance reform so that you, the voters, are not influenced by a plethora of campaign material and you get down to the brass tacks regarding actual issues of importance and not being influenced by money. Taking money out of politics, that needs to be the goal. So while it did fail committee, I'm looking forward to having an active debate on the floor of the House regarding my PAC reform bill. And those are the types of things we should be talking about in the media, again, not the speed limit structural change. So that's a couple of the updates that we're working on. We're going to be delving into the budget very soon. The Appropriations Committee is doing an awesome job listening to the different individuals and organizations coming before them, talking about different aspects of the biennial bill, the biennial two-year budget of the governor, in terms of maybe municipal revenue sharing, a couple of those other very important factors that we're going to be taking a look at. And so it'll definitely look different than what the governor has proposed. So I'll keep you updated as I know more information. Again, I'm Representative Justin Chenette. If you want more information on any of these topics or bills, you can visit my website at justinchenette.com. Stay tuned and stay connected.